Hey fam, good evening. It's your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Good evening and welcome to a Thursday evening with the Bald Girls. Thank you for joining me. So, you know what happened just now? My nephew just brought a new friend over. A new friend. My nephew just brought a new friend over, and she had never been to the house before. I guess she doesn't know anything about me, apparently, right? Because in my mind, everybody knows everything about me. Because I guess in my world, like, I think I'm famous or something. I mean, I am the star of my own show, right? Aren't you the star of your own show? You get it. So yeah, she comes to the house, and he had been talking about this person. I can't talk too much about it because it's my nephew's business. Anyway, she comes to the house, and the first thing she says is, "Oh my God, you have such red hair." Like, it was before the hello. The observation about the hair was before the hello. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, "Thank you." Because that's what I do. I never tell people that I'm wearing a wig. Like, it's not like I'm hiding it. But if somebody says, your hair looks nice, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's a wig. Because, I mean, well, I don't want to embarrass the person. And I don't want to have unnecessary conversation. I'm not that friendly. Like, thank you. That's all. So she goes to the house, right? She's downstairs right now, by the way. She goes to the house and she's like, before she even took her shoes off, before she said hello, oh my God, you have such amazing hair. I'm like, thank you. What she doesn't know is that when she comes back upstairs, I'm not going to have any hair. And we're not going to talk about it either. This is just how I be. I be this way. And I don't be talking about it. And she won't say a word either. I know because I've been down this road before. They come to the house. I have beautiful hair. 2 hours later, I have no hair at all. And there's no discussion. It's just like, okay, have a good night. How do y'all do that? How do y'all do that? I know y'all gonna be like, oh, I don't even wear my wig, girl. Stop wearing your wig. I wear my wig, y'all. I wear my wig, and I do it without apology. Okay. One day we need to discuss that too. Um, I feel like there's a discussion brewing within me where we have to discuss relationships and our hair loss and how we conduct ourselves in our relationships with regard to our hair loss, right? I feel like that's an important conversation to have. It's very touchy too because you don't want to give away too much information about your loved one, your spouse, your significant other or whatever like that. So it's hard to have the conversation, but I feel like it's a conversation that's brewing. I can't hold my tongue about it anymore. Like, we have to talk about how our significant others treat our hair loss. We have to talk about it because I think it's like probably one of the biggest issues in all of our lives, right? A lot of us are single because we don't want to adhere to any of the commands that our spouses or our significant others put on us, right? And there's a lot of people who are shaming those who do, right? So it's out. This conversation needs to be had. I'm not ready to have the conversation yet because I'm not I'm not in the headspace where I can argue with y'all. I can't argue with y'all. You know, it's funny because there's a community of people who are completely against wearing wigs. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter why you're wearing the wig. Like, you could be wearing the wig for hair loss or because you just your hair is in a transitional stage. These people are dead set against wearing wigs, and they will fight you if you wear a wig. Like they have enough nerve to project whatever they're feeling onto you. And it's just wild. Bentley Robinson says, hey, Bentley Robinson. Let me make sure I'm not ignoring anybody here in TikTok. Hey guys, so I'm recording to 2 different screens, by the way. Yeah, so she came inside and she's just like, oh my God, you have such amazing hair. And I just said thank you because I'm not talking about it. Just thank you. Thank you. But when she sees me later, I won't have hair. Okay. So anyway, so that's how that's gonna work out. She's not gonna say a word because I've been down this road before. Nobody ever says anything. It's just like understood. Okay. The hair that I saw on her head before is not there anymore. She's now bald headed. It's understood. No conversation needed. How's it going, Enrico? Enrico says this. This is what Enrico says. He like gives me the prayers. Thank you, Enrico. How you guys doing? All right, so let me talk about this wig, right? So this is the eres. I don't speak Spanish, you know. That's embarrassing too, because you know when I a lot of people think that I'm Hispanic and I'm not. I am part South American though. My dad is Guyanese, so there's that. But I don't speak Spanish, and I wish I did. Erdogan says, hello, darling. Hello, Erdogan. So let me talk about this wig, right? So this is the new human hair wig that I finally purchased after wearing the same wig or the same wig style for the past 4 years, right? And I want to talk to you guys about it. I don't particularly love the wig, although I love the wig. Is that a thing? Like, all right, so I love the hair. The hair is gorgeous. Like, I really did a good job picking the best hair out of the bunch. Okay. I had the opportunity to go to the hair factory. I'm calling it a factory. It's really just a store, but I had the opportunity to go to this particular store and rummage through all the different wigs that they had before I chose the one that I wanted. Right. And I chose based on the quality of the hair. I didn't choose based on the quality of the lace because had I did that, I would have gotten a lesser grade hair, but a better lace. So I'm not completely happy with the lace. Erdogan is from Turkey. Hey, Turkey. I can't wait to visit Turkey, by the way. That's next on my bucket list. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, I don't love the lace. It's not a glueless wig. This is not a glueless wig. And so therefore I can't easily put on and off the wig. I have to glue it down. Like I really tried everything. I tried a number of ways of not gluing it down before I just decided there's really no way around this. I had to glue the wig down, right? At first I was using my got to be, and it just wasn't sufficient. I had to put on way too much gel to get it to stick. And because I was using so much gel, I was getting a ton of flaking. So I didn't like that. And eventually I had to go in for the hard stuff, the non-water soluble glues that I use for swimming. I had to bust that out. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It's so messy. It's so messy. This is, typically when I come live, I like to be bald headed and then put the wig back on, take the wig off, put the wig back on. I do that several times throughout my live streams. And in honesty, I do that several times throughout my day. But now that I'm wearing this wig and I have it glued down, I can't just be doing that. And I really want to take the wig off because it's kind of uncomfortable. It's a little bit uncomfortable, especially for someone who's used to taking her wig off a lot, right? I want to take it off, but when I take it off, I get all this glue. Like, it's what's underneath the wig matters. So I'm going to show you guys what the inside of this wig looks like after. I don't even want to bother. I don't think I even want to bother because I I'm not embarrassed to be a bald woman. You guys see my image, right? You guys see my image all of it. I'm not embarrassed to be a bald woman, but I am embarrassed to be a bald woman who has glue residue all over her head. That shit is not nice, okay? I like to be able to take my wig off and right away I'm smooth, bald, and sexy. I don't have to take my wig off and spend 20 minutes with glue remover and a bunch of residue on my head. Not just that, but when I pull the wig off, in addition to the glue, there's hairs. So I have like strands of hairs stuck inside the glue. That's kind of unattractive. You know what I'm saying? I like to be able to take my wig off and right away feel attractive because I do feel somewhat attractive as a bald woman, but not bald with residue all over her head. No, that I feel very unattractive that way. So that's why I don't like. I don't like, and also I'm not going to sleep in this wig. I'm not sleeping in a wig. I cannot. I love to feel the cotton pillow on my scalp, and I can't feel it. But I'm going to have to take it off anyway. It is late, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off and show you guys what I mean about, what's underneath the wig matters. And I think it plays on your self-esteem a little bit when you know you can't just, go bald. Look at all of that. I hate it. I hate the glue residue. Oh, but my head feels so good, yo. It feels so good to take that off. Woo. All right, so this is what I'm going to use to remove the glue. Hang on a second. Erdogan says, you married Jacqueline? Am I married? Yes, I am married. I am married. So this is the stuff I use to remove the glue. I don't usually do this. I don't do the glue thing a lot. I only do it when I swim. But you see how unattractive that is? It is the worst. It really is the worst. And it doesn't come off easily. So ideally, I guess you would like spray it on and just let it sit. But if you spray it on and let it sit, it drips into your eye and it burns like the dickens. Okay? So, look, I have hair in my hair. All right, let's get this thing off my head. And then you got to see the inside of the wig too. The inside of the wig is a mess. So what I do to try to keep the mess minimal is I only put glue at the temples and then I use the gel. I use the gel for the hairline. It would look better. It would look better if I used glue all around. But honestly, I just can't take this much mess. See, it takes long to come off. But anyway, this is what I'm using. Please use it. Please. And if you're not careful and you don't get it all off, you'll wake up tomorrow morning or the next morning and there will be glue on your pillow and you'll never get it off. And it doesn't matter if you shower because this stuff is not water soluble. You gotta, look, it's not even coming off. So yeah, I like the wig, but those are the caveats. I could just go, honestly, I want to just start wearing my synthetic wig again because it's so easy. So John Renault, which is the company that makes my synthetic wig that I wear all the time, I'm gonna get it for you, so I'll show it to you in case you guys don't know. Is this it? This is not it. It's in my bedroom. But Erdogan says sorry. No need to apologize, Erdogan. You gotta ask, right? All right, it's coming off a little bit. Oh, look, this is actually my hair. I have a strand of hair, y'all. I gotta go to the salon. Because I have a strand of hair. Okay, wait. Yeah, every now and then I get a strand of hair and then it goes away. Because that's how it works. Like, my body's kind of allergic to hair, but I don't think it's allergic to gray hair. So when I grow a gray hair, oh Lord, it's so weird being me. It's so weird. I still feel it. And another napkin. Try the next one. And look, I thought I got it all off, but I just noticed that I don't. I don't. There's still a ton left. I thought I got it all off this side. All right, it's gone now, I think. And that thing I said about the pillow, the glue getting on the pillow, it seems to happen all the time. All the time. You don't know how many pillowcases I've had to throw away because it happened. And it doesn't matter. Like, I really think I get it all off. And then I wake up and I'm like, shit, there's glue on my pillow. Fudge. Damn it. Okay. I think it's off now. And don't let me be tired. Don't let it be a long night. I just went out partying. And then I have to sit around trying to get this thing off my head. Oh, forget it. I'm definitely getting glue on my pillow that night. And now I've rubbed my head so much, it's beginning to get irritated. So it's burning a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do. I need to buy like glue-proof pillowcases. Ooh, invention idea. Glue-proof pillowcases. All right, I'm going to go get my synthetic wig, which is my favorite wig, y'all. And I think I'm gonna be doing the synthetic wigs because I just can't with this. I really liked the way that wig looks. And I'm gonna wear it again because I'm not into wasting money. We talked about this. We talked about this, my wig spending habit, how much money. Look, I got a big clump of blue right there. How much money I've spent on wigs throughout my life and how I'm not into wasting money on wigs anymore. Um, Damn, we've talked about that. So I'm going to wear the wig. I'm going to wear that wig. But I think next time. I think next time I'm gonna go for something else. Cause this wig is bothering me. Hello, little kitty cat. So did I tell y'all that I took in a neighborhood cat? This cat like seduced me. Let me tell you, this is the sweetest cat ever. This cat came strutting to the door one day, right? I like to keep my screen door in the backyard open all night long. Oh, this is the wrong wig. Damn it. Aw. Well, no, this is the wrong wig too. But anyway, this is an old one. This is the wig that I like to wear. This is just an old one. It's not new, it's fresh. But anyway, yeah, so this cat comes to the door one day, right while I'm sitting here. And I swear he like did like a tease to me. Like he started rolling around on the floor and then like rubbing his head like this. And then he rubbed his face all over the screen. And then he said meow. And I felt like I was supposed to say meow back. So I was like meow. And then it said meow meow. And I was like, oh snap, this cat is seducing me. And then before I knew it, I had the cat in my house and I was feeding it. So the cat just comes over. He doesn't even live here. He just comes over and eats and hangs out and takes naps and then leaves. So he's here making noise now, arguing with my cat. that's my story of cat. I'm sorry for rambling on. But anyway, this is the wig that I love to wear. This is not in the best condition, I'm going to be honest. But this is the wig I love to wear. It's so easy. Did you see how easily I put that on? This is why I like the synthetic wigs, y'all. No fuss. You just toss it on your head and boom, bam, it's right there. Joe Reyes says hello. Hey, Joe Reyes. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you see how easy that was? Oh my God. So easy in comparison. So easy in comparison. So this is the wig that I started out with. This is a human hair wig. It's gorgeous here, by the way, y'all. Like, gorgeous. But this is what it looks like on the inside now, that there's glue residue all up and through it. And it's clean. I just washed it yesterday, but you got to have the glue, right? Because it just doesn't work without glue. So it's a mess in there. Oh, I really like the way the hair feels, though. The hair on this one, it is synthetic and it doesn't feel so luxurious. This hair feels luxurious. But you got to glue it down and all that mess. So troublesome. Anyway, y'all, make sure nobody is. I don't mean to miss anyone. Sorry about that if I did. But yeah, your mom says hi. Your name is hilarious. Hi, your mom. Yeah, so this is, oh my God, the hair feels so good in comparison to my favorite wig, though. It really does. But then look, the wind can't blow. Damn it. All right, guys. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about like what's underneath the wig matters. I feel like I get, if somebody, how do I say this? If somebody were to ask me to take my wig off, I don't know why somebody would ask me that, or dare me. I don't know. For some reason, these things happen in real life. But it does happen. It's like, okay, for instance, like I said, so my nephew, I'm going to whisper because they're still down there and they're being really quiet too. I'm sure they can hear me. But so my nephew brings the friend over, right? And as soon as the friend walks through the door, the friend is like, oh, stop scratching my furniture. Go scratch the post. Sorry. The friend, before she even says hello, she's like, oh my God, you have such great hair. And like, I'm not going to say, oh, girl, it's the wig. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to be like, thank you, right? So I said, thank you. And that was that. But I mean, the wig is going to come off tonight. But I feel like if she were like up here, if she were spending time up here instead of downstairs where they are, I would want to take the wig off, but I would be apprehensive about taking the wig off because of all that residue on my head. Like, it's so much work. I would just leave it on, you know? And it kind of plays on you. It's like when you want to take the wig off and you can, it kind of plays on your psyche. I don't know how to say that, but it's a thing. There's so many conversations I want to have, but they're so deeply emotional that I don't know how to articulate them. But just the same, I know that other people feel these emotions, other women who have hair loss, even men who have hair loss. I know they feel these emotions. This is in my head. Anyway, I'm going to do the news. I'm going to do the Ball Girl News tomorrow. So guys, make sure that you join me for the Ball Girl News. I do host the Ball Girl News channel. And in the Ball Girl News channel, I basically just talk about all the wig stuff, all the wig related news articles, toupees, hair loss, anything that revolves around that sort of topic. We discuss it, but I don't get too deep into like cures, because when you go through the news and you look up alopecia and all these other things, by and large, you're just going to get a whole lot of stories about potential cures, which, first of all, I'm not interested in trying to grow my hair back anymore. I'll get into that in another conversation, but really it's not a conversation I want to have. I don't want to regrow my hair at this point, or try to get into it. I mean, if somebody could magically give me some hair, I'd take it, but I don't want to go through the rigors of trying to regrow my hair. That is just so hard. Miguel Diaz says, "You're so beautiful." Thank you, Miguel. Denise says, "Hello." Hey, Denise. How's it going? Yeah, I don't want to go through the rigors of trying to regrow my hair. That is a rabbit hole that is endless. That hair regrowth trial and error thing. Ooh, I don't want to go through that. But anyway, and plus today in the news, I actually read an article that said it was a dermatologist, and she even clearly stated that 99% of the hair loss treatments that you see marketed out and about don't work. They don't work. And I already know this. I already know this for a fact. They don't work. And the ones that do work, they work at a cellular level. Like you have to alter things, like alter hormones in your body to allow your hair to grow. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what you're working with. Either you're working with some sort of miracle cure thing that probably won't work 99% of the time, or you're working with something that's going to alter your hormones, which I'm not trying to do that. You know, I reported on the finasteride treatment that all the men are taking right now. A lot of men who suffer hair loss are taking this thing called finasteride. It's sold by a company called His and Hers, right? And it's just a hair growth treatment. Sorry, y'all, I have dinner in my teeth. It's just the hair growth treatment. But this one man, and I reported the story, so if you want to go back and look or look it up online, this is absolutely 100% true. This one man was taking finasteride. He's not the only one who had side effects, but he's the only one who spoke publicly about the sexual side effects that went along with taking this finasteride. He said that his penis turned U-shaped. No, okay, I'm exaggerating. The word he used was it developed an unusual bend. Those were his exact words. So if you don't believe me, just type into your Google search engine finasteride unusual penile bend. I'm laughing because I'm nervous, not because it's funny. These things make me nervous for real. They really do. Oh my God. So it's not funny. And nothing funny about that. Jesus Christ. Nothing funny about it. It's really much better for you to just accept your reality. But the reality is that when you do experience hair loss, usually it happens in patches. And that's the hard part, right? The patchy hair loss. That part is so hard. I remember when I got my first bald spot, it was right here in the rear of my head. And you know, at that time, a comb over was easy because all I had to do was comb my hair down. Nobody would see it. But then I developed the next one here, and then one here in the center, like up here somewhere, and it became uncontrollable. But for some reason, I did not want to cut the remainder of my hair off. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with that hair, but I didn't want to cut it off. And then one day, like I got a boyfriend, and I showed the boyfriend. I was like, "Oh, I don't have hair." And he's like, "Well, what does it look like?" So I showed him, and he's like, "Yo, you mad cute, but you gotta cut that. You gotta cut that off. You gotta cut that off." And he was nice enough to cut it off for me. So ever since then, like I haven't had hair. It did grow back, like in the areas that I did experience regrowth. It grew back a few times, but after like 4 or 5 shaves, it never came back again. So I'm so thankful that I no longer have to worry about that. But if you do have patchy hair loss, I do recommend shaving it off. Really, you can't do anything with the hair. I mean, unless the hair is serving you some sort of purpose. Like I do know that if you wear wigs, it's nice to have some hair to blend in the front with the wig, right? So if you happen to have some hair here, you might want to just hold on to that. But other than that, like, what are you doing with the hair? It's just causing you sadness, I think. So just cut it off. And I like to use Nair. I don't know if they still make Nair. Do they still make Nair? Nair is cream hair remover. I know they have different brands now of cream hair remover. I use that. Just make sure that your head is not irritated when you do it because it burns a lot. It's the same thing people use on their legs. Same thing. Just read the instructions, follow the instructions, things like that. Anyhow, let me look at this. Yeah, so that's all I got for tonight. Just wanted to let you guys know how I felt about the wig and how I feel about the glue. What's underneath the wig really does matter. It plays on your, like it was playing on my emotion all day long. Like I really wanted to log on bald headed, but I didn't want to. Like I had to think about it so much more than I would if I was just wearing my regular wig. Typically, I just put the wig on, take it off, but no thoughts about it. You know what I mean? But this, it's just like, oh, do I feel like sitting down for 20 minutes and taking the glue off? And then the other thing is, if I take the glue off, what if I want to put the wig back on? Then I got to do the whole thing again, right? I guess that's why people sleep in their wigs, which I just can't do. I would never sleep. I'd be up all night tossing and turning. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Hopefully we'll have those emotional conversations, those deep emotional conversations one day. When I'm ready, I don't know if I'm ready to have these conversations yet because really I don't want to be challenged about my choices. You know what I mean? I make choices, and as I sit here talking to you guys, people are always like, stop wearing a wig, don't worry about it, just go out and be bold, go out into the world and be bold. And I'm just like, how do you know I want to? How do you even know I want to? As you're sitting here advising me to go out into the world and be bold, how do you even know that's something that's something that I want to do? Like, like I do not want to have to defend my choices. And that's why I don't like having these kind of conversations. But I also feel like these conversations are very beneficial for people to have, especially when they have no one else to talk to them about. Because really, your everyday neighbor is not going to be able to advise you about your hair loss. No one else can except another hair loss person. You know what I mean? I've tried talking to therapists throughout my life, and even they don't get it. Like I talk to them about things, and I can tell that they're just not qualified. You would literally just have to have alopecia to be able to advise another alopecia. Otherwise, what are you telling them? I remember, as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a quick story before I leave. I told you about how I used to use Nair on my head to shave the hair off, right? Rather than shaving because with a razor, because I think a couple times I had nicked my head and it hurt like hell. So I was like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. So I started using the Nair. So I started using Nair, and I'm at this point, I'm probably like 16 years old. I'm using Nair on my hair, and I'm seeing a therapist because I'm depressed because I had just lost all my hair, right? So I go to this therapist, and I told for the first time I do. Okay, let me just go back. Prior to seeing the therapist, it was the first time I had ever used the Nair, right? I used the Nair, and I remember it burned so badly that I ran to the freezer and I took a bag of peas and I was just like holding it against my head because it burned so badly. So when I went to speak to the therapist, I thought it was a funny story, actually. I was just like, oh my God, you won't believe what happened the other day. I almost burnt my scalp because I used Nair. And you know what she told me? You know what this licensed therapist told me? She said, oh my God, Jackie, that's suicidal. That's what the therapist told me. She told me that was a suicidal move. And even at my tender age of 15 years old, I knew she wasn't qualified to advise me. And I didn't see her much longer after that. I was just like, okay, you ain't the one. You ain't it. You ain't it. Really, I can't speak to people who don't understand me because I'm not defending my decisions. There are certain decisions I make for myself, and I know that they're not the best decisions. And sometimes I need someone to talk to about those decisions. But when I'm concerted in my decisions, I really don't want nobody telling me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Rocky Burrito says, do you worship the sun? I don't know what that means, but I love the sun. And I know that I need the vitamin D from the sun. What are you getting at, Rocky? Elaborate on that question, please. Do I worship the sun? Yeah, I really don't want to. So when I say that I want to have these conversations, these emotional, heartfelt conversations, I want it to be a safe space where no one can judge another person for their decisions. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you choose that you want to sleep in your wig 24 hours, like I've met women who never, I actually met a woman who had never, her kids had never seen her without her wig. And she had been bald since she was a child. Isn't that wild? Her kids and her husband had never seen her without her wig. Um, and that's her choice. That's her choice. And I remember asking her because I was being judgy when she told me that. So I was just like, "Oh my God, how do you cope?" And she's like, "Cope with what?" And I'm like, "That not knowing how your husband would respond to your boldness." And she's like, "I cope just fine." And I'm like, "You know what? You're right. You cope just fine. And who am I to challenge that?" You know what I'm saying? At first, that was my first instinct was to be like, "Oh my God, your husband never saw it." Then I was like, you know what? That if she's happy, and she seemed genuinely happy and actually confused when I asked her that question, like, "How do you cope?" She was just like, "What do you mean? How do I cope? I just sleep in it." And I was there. That's gangster. Anyway, guys, I love you very much. And I look forward to seeing you again. We're going to do the Ball Girl news tomorrow. I've been trying to gather news because lately the news has been kind of dry. Actually, nobody snatched anybody's wig off at the park. No, nobody stole a wig off a corpse. So there's nothing fun to talk about. But whenever something fun happens, I'm definitely going to report it here at the Ball Girl News Network. Okay, so I'll talk to you again. What is it? Stacy Parker says hand pink waving. Stacey Parker, I guess you used an emoji um, of a hand waving, a pink hand waving, and for some reason it reads hand pink waving. That's what it says. So hey, Stacey Parker, nice to see you. Rocky Burrito says, "Do I pray to it?" Oh, do I pray to the sun? Kind of, kind of. At one time, I recognized myself as I don't even remember, as a pantheist. A pantheist. I have since kind of just stopped practicing it because I guess I got busy or whatever like that. But pantheism was really interesting to me. Pantheism, for those of you who don't know, is like worshiping the earth. Not just the earth, but every energy within it, um, as a life force, because like most forces are life forces, honestly. Like fire could kill you and it could also sustain you. You know what I mean? Water, same thing. Everything. So like you worship it all in a like so Rocky's asking if I pray to the sun. I have. I haven't done it lately, but when I pray, basically I definitely do pray all the time though. Wonder why you asked that question. I'm curious. I don't know why I want to have this conversation right now, but I'm all in it. Like I'm 100% in this conversation. Anyway, guys, I keep saying goodnight. I really mean it this time. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.